All right, guys, the video you're about to watch is actually from a couple days ago. I just want to keep things in order here. We've made a lot of progress since this past video was made, so stay tuned for tomorrow's video. And the next day, we're going to start getting some planning footage and a piece of equipment I bought and a whole bunch of stuff coming. So I have to keep my videos in order. So enjoy the video from a couple days ago today. So we'll see you later. All right, so this is the well where I'm pulling from. I'm getting most of the water for the sprayer. This well is only about, I want to say, 4 years old. The original well is down at that pump house, that well house that you guys have seen before in past videos. That well is about 60 feet, the old one, and basically the one winter, one of the pipes ruptured under the ground that comes up to the houses here. That well used to feed the barn and 2 houses. So with that problem where it ruptured, nobody could find where it broke under the ground, and basically the owner of the property at the time figured it would be better to just drill a new well. So this well is, I can't tell you the actual depth. It's got to be 600-700 feet deep. I don't know why they went so deep with it, but and of course we got this fancy tree stump to hide it. But anyway, I'm trying to take it easy with the well. I don't know. I was reading somewhere online how much a well can fill up over a given period of time. Now this year we've got torrential rains. My gosh, we're up to 22 inches since January. So I'm not too worried about having water in the well. I don't know how long it takes for the groundwater to, I don't know. I'm not an expert on wells, but I am trying to take it easy. I'm only trying to pull maybe 400 gallons a day out of here. And if I have more spraying to do, usually I'll fill up the night before and then spray, and then the next day it's afternoon till I come back to get some more water. So I don't know. And the other thing is, if I'm worried about overtaxing the well, you guys have seen this sitting in the shop. This little 300 gallon, 275, 300, I'm not exactly sure. This little tank I set up here where the garden hose can reach. And on days when I'm not spraying, I'll just put the garden hose in and let it fill up. And there's actually 100 gallons, about 100 gallons in there, give or take. And that'll be the very last load I want to spray today. I have about a 5-acre patch, and 100 gallons should do 5 acres. So these totes are so handy, and especially if you have the correct fitting on there for your hoses. I've used this thing a lot for bailing water. It's one of those deals where it can sit up here as long as it has to, and I can just fill it up as needed. So another handy little trick to try to make this job go a little faster anyway. And actually what I would do if I could, and it would be the way I would do it, if it was a possibility, but it's not really feasible at this point. There is a pond on the farm here. It's a pretty good sized pond, or a dam, whatever you want to call it. That has it's half decent water, I'd say. What I'd probably do is get a strainer for the suction hose, and what I've done also, the strainers are pretty big. The holes they're big. I've taken another metal screen, like from a screen door, the metal, and wrap it around the strainer and put a hose clamp on it to give you a little extra filtering capacity. And then on your suction hoses, you put 2 of these mesh screens to try to get the cleanest water out of the pond as you can. And I just use my pump. That's how I would do it. But a couple of reasons why I won't. One of which is the pond and the dam is visible to the public, and having some farmer standing there dumping chemicals in and filling a sprayer next to a pond, for public relations sake, I think I'm gonna just stay away from it. The other reason is, I don't know, I have a couple reasons I don't want to get into. So someday, possibly someday, this won't be as taxing of a project. I've seen guys that had a pretty nice setup for pumping water out of a dam to fill the sprayer. Like I say, you get some of those inline filters. I've even seen guys use the whole house filter base. that the water from the pond has to run through before it goes in the sprayer. It's pretty nice. You can make a pretty nice setup and make sure you get some pretty clean water in your sprayer. So it's a possibility. We're gonna see over time here. So I'm about 300 and I need 425 somewhere in there. So I got some time yet. And in case anybody is wondering, I still did not get this problem diagnosed as to why this tractor isn't charging the battery. So we have it on the battery charger. Well, the sprayer is filling up. That way we have good juice to get going here. I have to do this. It's just something I didn't get to yet. Basically, I'll just say I didn't get to it yet. I want to see, I was looking at it though. I did look at it with the light tester. I want to see, the 395 has the same exact alternator and the same exact basic charging system. And I want to go in with my light tester on the 395 and see. I'm not understanding why I'm getting some power in certain places here. So we'll have to look at that. It's nice when you have another tractor of the similar model that you can just check one or the other. If that issue is fine, if the electric is right, I want to take the it could be this voltage regulator, which you can just buy that and put it on. It might be that, but before I spend any money on it, I want to take it off. We have a auto electric shop pretty close by. It's about a 10-15 minute drive. I want to take the alternator off and they can test it there. They have a machine they can put it in and they can tell me exactly what's wrong. So we'll have to see. I don't know yet. If the alternator's good and the wiring is right, then I'm stumped. So we'll have to look into this as time goes on. Anyway, I'm just about done here. Everybody always comments on the views here, so I figured I'd give you a good sense of what it looks like. See what we're after. I might have missed. Supposed to rain. And I don't know if you can see over there, there's a piece of equipment moving. That there is the top of the hill over at my dad's place. So we're not very far, you just can't get there from here. This isn't our property over here. Let me zoom back out. This isn't our property, this is the property line, so this belongs to another farmer and it's farmed by a different farmer, but the terrain just drops off, goes down, and then there's a swamp and a creek, so we're separated. So anyway, just saw him out. Looks like he's rotocutting the very top of the hill, so back at it. All right guys, we got the sprayer stored in here because the next piece of equipment we're gonna need is the hay bind. So I want to get that ready.